Hi, I'm Esther from MakeMyDayCreative.com, and today we're going to be looking at some different variations of broomstick lace. So I've got 4 videos coming up for you showing how to do each of the 4 stitches you can see here on my Indian summer lace top. So to start off with today, I've made a chain of 21 and then worked 20 single crochet stitches into it. And that's what you'll need to do if you're going to make this sample along with me. So the first stitch that I'm going to show you how to make is the traditional broomstick lace stitch, which is this one here. It's made from groups of five loops, which have all got single crochets worked into them. Now, before you are able to work any of the broomstick lace stitches, you need to draw up loops through all of the single crochet stitches that you've just made. Instead of a broomstick, I'm going to be using this ruler. You can use something similar or a large knitting needle, 25mm. But if you are making the 4th row that I'm going to show you today, you will need something you can slide your stitches off the end of. So don't use a knitting needle with a big stopper at the end. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull the loop up, and I'm going to slide it onto my ruler here and draw it closed. So it's a little bit loose, it can slide up and down, but it's not too loose because we want all of our loops to be the same length as each other. Now that counts as being worked in the first single crochet stitch, so I'm going to go into the second stitch along. I'm going to grab my yarn, draw up a loop, and then I'm going to place that onto my ruler and draw it closed so they're both the same sort of tension. Then I'm going to the 3rd stitch along, drawing up a loop, placing it onto the ruler, drawing it closed, so you can see I've got 3 there now. And I'm just going to continue that process all the way along so that I've got 20 loops, 1 for each stitch. So as you can see, I've finished drawing up my 20 different loops onto my ruler. So I'm going to flip this over now, and now I'm going to show you how to work the traditional broomstick lace. So first of all, we need to slide the loops up towards the end of the ruler so that they're easy to work off. I'm going to slide off the first group of 5 stitches, so you can see I've got 5 here. Slide them off and keep hold of them. Now I like to twist them to the left. You can twist them to the right if you prefer, but I think the left is easier. And obviously you want to do the same twist all the way along your row. So insert your hook through all 5 of the loops and draw up a loop. Make sure that you give yourself enough slack, and then chain 1, and that holds all of the loops together. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So now I'm going to go into the 5 loops and draw up another loop and complete a single crochet. So that's 1 stitch made. I'm going to make 5 all together. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we are, I've made my first group of 5 stitches, and now I'm going to move on to the next group. Now I don't need to make any more chains at the start of each group anymore, that's just for the very first chain. So here are my 5 loops. I've given them a half twist to the left. I'm going to go into them all, draw up a loop and do the first single crochet. That's the 3rd one. 4, 5. So there we have it. I've got 2 of these groups next to each other, and I'm going to work the last 2 exactly the same as the one that I've just done. So here I've got to the end of the row. I've worked 4 groups of 5, so I've got 20 stitches still. And as you can see, where the loops have been drawn up, it turns the front of the stitches forwards and makes this ridge across the front. So I call this the front. The back looks like this. If you prefer, you could have this side as the front. It doesn't have the ridge that's on this side, so I guess it just depends which you prefer the look of. And now I'm going to move on to working the second broomstick lace style, which is called straight broomstick lace. So I'm going to place this loop on the ruler and draw it closed. And now I need to draw up all the loops just like I did the last time around. So I'm going into the second stitch along, drawing up a loop, placing it on the ruler, into the third stitch, draw up a loop, place it onto the ruler, and then do the same thing all the way along to the end of the row so that I've got 20 fresh loops.